When the clock strikes midnight, Santos Escobar will no longer be in WWE. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. It's all over for Santos Escobar. Right, immediate thoughts on this. An absolute disaster. You want to know why it's a disaster, right? Because, first of all, he was interesting on NXT, right? Sit-downs with the family, meetings on the yachts. You had some good stuff, man. He had a decent crew, and there was potential there. Oh, he joins the main roster. Oh, he just wrestles wrestling matches. Oh, every 6 weeks he went round and tried to recruit any new Hispanic guy that joined the Blue brand. No wonder this has flopped. Now, he's not actually been released. It turns out it's kind of like the Jasmine Nick situation and someone else recently, where he's been offered a deal and he's simply not accepted it. I look at wrestling now, you look at it back in the day, Santos Escobar is a jobber. Nothing more, nothing less. He's been misused, I'll admit that, right? But apart from it, all I can think about him in NXT is how he had the meetings with the family and he was on the yacht. Look at him on the main roster, folks, right? Name me one Santos Escobar moment that sticks out in your head. Crickets. You can't think of anything. You look at the jobbers of the past, right? Doesn't matter what year you go into the Ruthless Aggression, Attitude Era, New Generation, the Golden Era, right? You come out with a jobber, you ping, Christopher Nowinski, I think he is face getting absolutely destroyed in that Royal Rumble. I think of the debate the guy had with Scott Steiner. I think of the feud he had with Tommy Dreamer with his wee book, right? You look at like the Attitude Era, for example. There's so many. The Attitude Era did such a great job with the L jobbers, right? Where you think of them. Look at Bob Holly, for example, right? Now, he's not the biggest jobber, but, guys that mid-card, well, a little bit less than mid-card. Yeah, I remember watching that, and he's bloody going, you tell the Big Show, the big shots, look at him, right? You remember him and Crash coming out with the scales, or they're bigging themselves up as super heavyweights, right? You look at Steve Blackman, he was in Head Cheese, the nunchucks, even that story of him kicking JBL. Oh, you remember these things. Even later on, like into like the late 2000s, right? You remember stuff, but like even like Yoshitatsu. I remember Shelton Benjamin saying Godzilla, right, to Yoshitatsu, which Shelton Benjamin has a couple of years ago, was like, oh, that was horrible. Well, I cried myself to sleep every night because I referenced Godzilla in front of Yoshitatsu. Right, and we could go on, we could go back to the 90s, 2000s, 80s, 2012, whatever year, right? We could name a bunch more. Point is, where's the moments for this guy? And it's not just this guy. Look, Andrade just left the company not too long ago. Where's his moments? Where's everybody else's moments? Right? Where are they? Where are the memorable moments? Where are the... Here, he was only in the company for like 6 months, but I remember, so many guys back in the day. There's so many people, right, that it was like, fuck it, oh god, he had that spelling down. We're like, I remember that. Well, they might only had like a couple of months or something, then they might have got... Look at like Scott Hall. I know Scott Hall, but look at the amount of moments Scott Hall got, right, between No Way Out 2002 to his release in like May 2002. The guy was only there a couple of months. All these moments, man, you can remember, right? Like the stunner, Austin kidnapping him, Austin pulling a gun out and shooting it, the net around him and Nash. It's like these guys just rack up years these days, man. Modern WWE, they rack up years, but they're just not going to cheat. There's nothing hee-haw to talk about. See, if I didn't talk about the past and make a comparison, what could I say about Santos Escobar's run the main roster? Nothing. Hee-haw. So let's get into the article. Santos Escobar has not wrestled in WWE since a live event on July 27th. There's been speculation about Escobar's status with the company after he posted an hourglass with sand emoji on Twitter. On Monday, Fightful.com reported that Santos Escobar, his contract with WWE is up very soon, and while not confirmed, it was implied that the two sides had discussed an extension. Mike Johnson of PW Insider provided additional details, and I quote, "Unless there's a last-second Hail Mary pass that leads to him agreeing to a new deal, Santos Escobar will depart WWE as of midnight." PW Insider WWE.com can confirm at the point he will be a free agent and available to wrestle and sign anywhere he wishes. We are told his contract expires at the end of the day and that WWE made overtures to Escobar, including a higher contract offer, but he turned down the offer. End of quote. Again, he might go to AEW. That's probably the most logical. But it's like, what? Like, seriously, right? Why would AEW re-sign Andrade and then get this guy? Because you know Tony Khan's going to book them the exact same. WWE booked them the exact same. AEW will book them the exact same. It's just tragic. At least what you could say is about Escobar, he's never been in AEW before. That would be the horse I would go with over Andrade. But yeah, like, thinking of other guys, man, you remember Heidenreich. I remember Heidenreich getting Michael Cole up against the wall. Dun, dun, Heidenreich. Right? You remember the casket match, Rumble 2005? I mean, even like Rob Conway. I remember Rob Conway getting battered by a bunch of legends. Like, was it Homecoming 2004 or 5 or something? You remember this stuff? See these guys. What is there to remember about Santos Escobar in the main roster? Like, seriously, there's nothing there. Anyway, guys, are you sad? Are you at the verge of a breakdown because Santos Escobar is leaving the company? No, you're not. That's the God's honest truth. Back in the day, see when your favourites left, or they retired, or they went to like TNA, it felt monumental. It felt like, damn, that show's never going to be the same same again, right? This Raw and SmackDown, WWE could cease to exist tonight, and nothing changes. Nothing. I mean, this channel suffers. I'll accept that, but in terms of like what's actually missing from your life, in terms of entertainment value, like from watching, it'd be doing you a favour if that happened. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Did he make the correct decision? Probably, because he's got to go to AEW, do the exact same thing, and make a lot more money. Probably working a hell of a lot less dates. So until next time, peace.